Good evening, Brian. It's Tuesday. Thank you again for coming out to my race on Saturday. It was crazy hot, but a lot of fun. Also, thanks for that video clip, even though I look like a limping noodle of chub and awkward. But yay finishing a 5K! And don't say you can't wait to do one someday. You can do one very soon. In fact, I was thinking we'd probably sign up for one soon. That way you have something to work toward and something that can keep you motivated. As far as pickling goes, that sounds really sweet. Pickling is a really great way to make really tasty things. I really like learning how to make things myself, especially those things that I feel like the cultural default is to just go to the store to get. Obviously, people make things like meals at home, pasta, salads, stuff like that, but I feel like there's a lot of things that people just think, oh, I just get that from the store, and they don't even think about making it themselves, like condiments or breads or pickles. One of the coolest things about making things yourself is that you can make it exactly how you want. I often don't really like sweet pickles, for example, so when I make them, I add lots of garlic and lots of dill and cut the sugar down so that they're more close to what I want. And usually after tinking around with the recipe for a while, I can usually get it closer to my ideal pickle, much more so than anything I can find at the store, and it's just more the kind of thing I'd like. The recipe I use is Alton Brown's recipe, link in the description, although I tweak it a lot by cutting the sugar and upping the savory things like garlic and dill and other things. One downside to making things yourself is that it tends to be more time consuming, and in the case of making pickles, it makes your entire building smell like vinegar. But being able to control exactly how it tastes, what flavors you put into it, as well as keeping things like added chemicals and preservatives and extra sugar out sort of makes it worth making. And you can also pickle other things besides just cucumbers. You should definitely check out some other vegetables. Some of my personal favorites are zucchini and summer squash, but there's tons and tons of things you can try pickling. Also, Pokémon. I don't remember if I mentioned this in my video game vlog, but the Pokémon handheld RPG franchise is probably one of my favorite game series ever. I've only played the first couple generations, but they definitely have a special place in my heart. They just have a whole lot of replay value, and they're really, really fun to play through. They do a really good job of balancing the more exciting things with the more tedious, slow, strategic planning things like experience gathering. I just think the style of games that they are really matches how I like to play video games as a person. And with Pokemon Go becoming such a phenomenon, it really rekindled my interest in those games, and I'm really glad that we decided to play through them. I'm especially excited because, like I said, I've only played through the first two generations, and I'm really excited to see what new gameplay elements they've added in future games. I'm also really looking forward to the new series, or the new installment to the series coming out this fall. I think that's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really excited to get it. I'm also trying to make a point to make different than normal choices this playthrough, and I think that's really helping make it even more of a fun experience, which is important for a 20-year-old game. I think in the future we should probably dedicate some videos to talking more in depth about the Pokemon games and how we're playing through them. Well, I hope your trip to Asheville is awesome this weekend. Asheville is probably one of the coolest cities in North Carolina. Not only is the culture of the city great, but the surrounding area is beautiful as well. So I'm sure you're going to get some great pictures in the city of downtown Asheville with their cool buildings and everything, but I'm sure you're also going to get some awesome pictures of the surrounding areas and the mountains as well. And if you have any meals you're out and about getting, I can definitely recommend some of the restaurants that we frequently go to Asheville and some of our favorites that we go to. One other benefit to traveling is that, specifically to the mountains, it's going to be a lot cooler there. And it's been ridiculously hot here lately, as you know. So I'm definitely kind of jealous that you get to go to the mountains this weekend while I will be here in the heat. So thanks for that. I think that's all I have for this vlog, Brian. I've had to go catch some Pokemon, but I'll see you tomorrow. Pickles!